Hi, how are you? Today is Thursday, November 24. Colombia signs historic peace deal with Farc. The Colombian government and the leftist Farc rebels have signed a revised peace agreement to end more than 50 years of conflict. Despite continued objections by many who rejected the original deal in a October referendum. This is definitive one, said President Juan Manuel Santos, who was awarded this year's Nobel Peace Prize after signing the deal on Thursday with Farc leader Rodrigo Londoño, known as Timochenko. Londoño hailed the idea that will enable Colombians to definitively end the war and confront our differences in the civilized manner. The accord will immediately be sent to Congress. It is expected to pass after being debated next week, as the government's coalition and the allied parties hold a majority in the legislature. Just days later, voters shocked the peace deal promoters and detractors alike by rejecting the agreement. Among a host of other objections, critics said it was too soft on guerrilla commanders responsible for war crimes, and rewarded them by allowing them to run for public office. The outcome of the vote sent the peace process into a tailspin and the negotiators back to the drawing board. They presented a new agreement on 12 November with modifications to more than 50 points. Opponents of the peace deal maintained that the most crucial points are still unresolved, including eligibility for public office of those convicted of war crimes. The issues that most worried us about the agreement and are still there, said Samuel Hoyos, and representative of the Central Democratic Party of former President Álvaro Uribe, who has led opposition for the peace process from the start. Uribe said of the critics of the peace deal that wanted to see further revisions before it was signed, yet they had been disregarded. But political analyst Alejo Vargas of the National University said there was no more room for negotiation, and that the critics would never have been satisfied. No peace agreement would have been good for them because they are playing politics with him with a view to the 2018 presidential election, he said. The government and Farc feared delayed implementation of the deal could jeopardize and the possibility for peace to take hold. After the results of the referendum in October, nearly 7,000 Farc fighters who had been ready to begin the mobilization found themselves in the legal and operational limbo, and ceasefire that came into effect on 29 September was extended but became more fragile by the day. 2 guerrillas died on 16 November in a clash with the government troops, details of which are still unclear, and at least 5 land rights activists and leaders of leftist social movement were killed over the course of the 4 days last week. Santos said the attacks on civilians were the evidence of the risks of the not implementing the peace deal. Every day that passes, there is a risk for the new incidents, the president said. Lives have been lost and there are many more at risk. Once Congress approved the new deal, Farc would begin its process of the demobilization, he added. In 150 days of the Farc's weapons will be in the hands of the United Nations, Santos said. Farc as an armed group will have ceased to exist. But after such a bumpy road to peace, some Colombians are receiving the new deal with more resignation than jubilation. A few blocks away from the theater where the ceremony was held, only a small crowd of Bogota residents had gathered to watch the signing on large screens set up on the Plaza de Bolivar. Alberto Ortega, who is in his 70s and has lived through much of the country's violence, waved a small white flag. It's about time, he said. Peace on Colombia, right now. Thank you very much to watch my new video. If you want to learn English or only the conversation class, come here in class particular idiomas or classes by Skype. Okay? Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. There are my contacts. Okay? Thank you. Bye.